What is a Banfassa? A Banfassa is a wise woman. They were someone you could go to when you couldn't go to the Catholic Church or the hospital. So what couldn't you go to the hospital for? Sex! Violence! And mental illness. Over the next few days I'm going to follow in the traditions of my great-grandmother, the last Banfassa of Kilkenny. This is Kelly's well. This is about one of 50 million wells in Ireland. My great-grandmother was sent people here to be healed of warts. Prime wart healing time is of course midnight. My great-grandmother said that if you were to steal a coin from a wishing well, a banshee would grab you by the wrist, pull you into the well and drown you. So let's see if we can find ourselves a coin and rustle up a banshee. Banfassas were famous for their cures, and they would collect their ingredients from the local wildlife. Not my grandmother, she sourced her stuff in vets. Hi, so we are in the beautiful Kells Priory, and today we're going to make a cure. Cures were something that all Banfassas did. Everyone had their own special recipe that sort of worked for everything. Today we're using my grandmother's all-time favourite ingredient, which is just anything that makes you shit. So this is Dulcolax, this is a laxative. I'm going to put some of this in. Usually my grandmother preferred something a little bit more intense, something that would be more appropriate for a horse or a cow. But for reasons I'm not able to get access to that, so it's fine, we can work with what we have. Another thing she used a lot is any kind of sedative. I have diazepam, but again, for medical reasons I've been advised not to use that, so we'll just use our imagination with this one and just imagine there's some sedatives in there. I'm going to try and break these down while they're in here, just sort of crush them with a spoon. Another thing as well is some Diorlite. I have some here. This is just going to replace everything that this drink is going to make you lose. Put some of that in there. And another ingredient that was put in every cure by all the Banfassas was sherry. I don't have sherry because I can't afford sherry, so we're going to use some red wine. And basically just mix this up, and this is sort of your basic cure. Very popular, the one that everyone would have had who went to my grandmother. So this pretty much worked for everything. If you're sick, your kid's sick, you're sick of your husband, anything, this is great for that. Obviously her version would be far more potent than mine, and you'd really you'd be taken somewhere else that week, and it'd be mostly the outhouse, but we're gonna give this a try. So let's see. So I love the tablets are like stuck in my teeth. Oh, I tell you, whatever you have, it'll definitely be gone after that. That was awful. All Banfassas had conflict with the Catholic Church. The Catholic Church believed they were witches. The Banfassas found the Catholic Church to be an annoyance. My great-grandmother had such a dislike for the Catholic Church that she taught her grandchildren a little trick. She told them, when a Christian brother decides to cane you, as the cane goes down, your leg goes up, and then you run as fast as you can to your granny, because no Christian brother will cross her. So one thing that was a really big thing in fairy folklore was the changeling. It was something that everyone in Ireland was very afraid of. If your family member started behaving weird or unusual, you would presume that they had been replaced by a fairy. Now you needed that fairy to confess that they were a fairy in order to get your relatives back. So one way to do this is you would try and identify things that they did not like. They hated dirt, and they hated anything that came from a human. So one thing you could use to get your changing to confess is by forcing them to drink urine. I have some with me. I'm going to prove to you that I'm not a changeling by having a little bit. So, yeah. So, as you can see, I didn't have a visceral, horrendous, violent reaction, which means that I'm still me. So, yeah. Kilkenny is steeped in a dark and gloomy history. Associated with Ireland's most famous witches, seers, druids, Shanachies and Ambanfasses. But Celtic Gaelic Ireland no longer exists, and all that's left are these graves. My week as an Ambanfassa has been very interesting, but I've decided it's not for me. I think I'd like to explore the side of my family I have more in common with.
The power of Christ compels you! The power